This week on Times Drive, we're heading to the hills with the 2013 Porsche Boxster S. The difference between a good car and a great car is its ability to take a high-speed corner without really smearing you into a bloody mess on the guardrail. And this is where the Boxster really shines. All the news from Planet Auto. We test drive the Chevrolet Sail-UVA. And we ride shotgun with the Mumbai RD350 Club to see what makes this cult bike tick. This is Times Drive. I'm Joel Pereira, and before we start this show, I'm going to give you a little lesson on automotive history. There was a time right after the Second World War when men returning from the brutality but sheer face-numbing adrenaline rush that only combat can provide were bored with returning to their regular life. Obviously, they couldn't start shooting each other for fun, but what they could do was drive or ride fast. If you were a young man about town, what you wanted was a roadster. Small, light but powerful engine, superlative handling, and most importantly, 2 seats. This was a car that could be described as practical only by a 14-year-old boy. In Europe, you could get by with a ragtop as the summers are fun and to be enjoyed and not ran away from. However, it is a little impractical in India considering that in this subcontinent, the sun is only looking to do one thing: kill you. Fortunately for us in India, this particular roadster does come with a hard top. Say hello to the Porsche Boxster S. Practical it might not be, but it's oh so pretty. So when you decide to tick things off the roadster checklist, here's what you need to get. Is it small and lightweight? Yes, the Boxster is relatively small. It's less than 5 meters long, and since it's mostly made of aluminum, it's only 1.3 tons at the curb. Does it have 2 seats? Yes, obviously. Is the engine light and powerful? Yes, it is, and it's such a joy. We're talking about a 3,463cc flat-6 engine that revs up to 7,500 RPMs and 315 horsepower and 360 newtons of torque. You knew this was a fast car, but how fast exactly, you ask? Well, with sports mode on, it tops out at 279 kilometers per hour and will brake from inertia 200 in less than 5 seconds. That's what I call a hooligan car. It's not terrifying like its bigger 911 GT cousin, and allows you to go as fast and as hairy as you'd like without making it seem like you're going to kill yourself. Because this car is just so comfortable to be in. The engine is behind you, and with the top up, the cabin is insulated to German perfection, which means that unless you mash your foot down on the throttle pedal, you could be in a luxury motor car. That power to the road is Porsche's Pdk Transmission System, and for the anxious for knowledge among you, it's a little tough, this one. It's called the Doppelkuppelgetriebe System. Yeah, I think Pdk works a little better. 3-letter acronyms aside, what it is a 7-speed dual clutch system, and like others of its kind, it's lightning fast. There are of course transmission choices, because hey, we're not communists here. So you get the regular laid-back normal mode and the white-knuckle sports mode. One little flaw I did notice with the Boxster though: in order to save gas on normal mode, the gearbox disengages from the engine when you lift your foot off the gas while cruising. And when it comes back on, you really hit the pedal, you get a bit of a shunt. Nitpicking, I know, but when you get a car like this, it's almost perfect. You have to start hitting on the small stuff. Like I said earlier, we all knew that this was going to be a fast car, but in this big beautiful world of ours, there are many fast cars. The difference between a good car and a great car is its ability to take a high-speed corner without really smearing you into a bloody mess on the guardrail. And this is where the Boxster really shines. This is a car that will do whatever you want, whenever you want it, while not even breaking a sweat. To say that this car handles better than its rivals is doing it a disservice. In fact, it's so much better than anything out there, the only real car you can compare it to is the older Boxster. Even better roadster it might be, but the Boxster does not need fairy wing smooth roads all the time. Hit a spot of rough and this car will not flounder. As far as the braking is concerned, we have only one word for it: epic. This car will slow down faster than it accelerates, and that indeed is a big deal. At this point, I need to make a little confession. We normally do test the fuel economy of most of the cars we drive because the nation needs to know. But with this one, we haven't really bothered. Because fun! The press information claims a highway mileage of about 11.5 kilometers to a litre and an overall of about 8. And yeah, I guess that sounds about right. Because really, if you're going to buy a car like this, you can't be wondering about the fuel bills. Now, the inside of the Boxster is a comfortable place to be, but considering that the engine is where your rear seats normally are, there isn't too much space. Now, this car is meant for lean men and lissom women, and if you're a fatty, well, that's your fault. Now, the part of the car which will get you the most attention outside of the gorgeous shape, of course, is the convertible roof, which will fold into the boot in about 9 seconds. For the longest time, the Porsche Boxster was the compromise car, the entry-level Porsche. You want to get a 911, but you could only afford a Boxster. With the new Boxster, though, I just don't know anymore. Now, I'm a guy and I'm supposed to be all faster, pussycat, but personally, I enjoyed this car more than the 911 because it's just so entertaining and fast and pretty and accessible. And 80 lakhs, ex-showroom Maharashtra. All the hot car-on-car action continues, but first, here's all the news from Planet Auto. BMW pulled the covers of the new 7 Series this week, a mid-life refresh in the 5th generation model. You are seeing changes to the fascia and the headlamps, but the wheelbase is now 5.5 inch longer and now sits 8mm lower. The in-car interactive iDrive multimedia system gets an upgrade with 3D navigation, along with a new 1200-watt Bang & Olufsen stereo. You've got 4 engines to choose from, 3 petrols and 1 diesel. The most popular in India, obviously, will be the 3-litre twin-power turbo diesel engine, which delivers 258 bhp and 560 newtons of torque. The petrol lineup includes the 320 bhp 3-litre V6, the 450 bhp 4.4-litre V8, and the 544 bhp 6-litre V12. Prices for the 2013 7 Series begins at 92.9 lakhs for the 3-litre diesel all the way up to 1.73 crore for the 760 Li. Most people would celebrate their 50th birthday by slowing down, perhaps thinking of retirement, but not Lamborghini. To celebrate 50 years of the raging bull, they've unleashed into the world the Aventador LP720 450 Anniversario Edition. The covers were pulled off this limited edition Lambo at the Shanghai Motor Show last week, with the Anniversario making 20 bhp more from its 6.5-litre V12 engine. There will also be special aerodynamics packages and all-new leather upholstery. This car will only be available in the Giallo Maggio or yellow color, Lamborghini's signature tint since the days of the Miura. With the amaze hitting the showrooms, Maruti Suzuki can't be accused of lying complacent. To counter the Honda threat, they've launched the limited edition of the Desire, and they're calling it the Regal. You've got a new blue color, silver flourishes on the grills, fog lamps and rear view mirrors. You're also getting door stills, integrated stereo and leather covered steering wheel. Price 5.9 lakh rupees, ex-Mumbai.